Bada bing, bada boom. Lore.
Bada bam.
Lore, we
Bada
have
bang.
Mushu and Mortis. Wahoo.
Alright. So,
Hello, I am Mortis.
no.
You are not Mortis.
Actually, you are Livis. Thank you. Goodbye. Okay.
You just denied me my identity.
I did. I just said you have to live. Suffer.
A creature
So-
born of death, forced to live.
With how this is set up, I've got a little bit of background information first so that we don't get lost.
I
Right?
should clarify also, this is extremely inaccurate. Or not extremely inaccurate, but it
This is satire. Therefore, if it's wrong, you can't laugh at us.
exactly.
Ahaha. Okay. So-
I'm the one who wrote this, so if you have any problems, just
Yeah.
yell at me.
Direct all hate to funny@225.gmail.com.
I thought you were about to just dox me. Alright.
We're just gonna do a silly, goofy doxing right now. Hope you guys don't mind.
Lamau.
Lamau, get doxed. L plus ratio.
L plus ratio.
Red pilled L. Alright.
FNAF build.
So I've got
Let's get this shit rolling.
4, 5. I've got 6 characters to give you background on before I jump into the actual lore.
Do you want to do a popcorn reading, or do you just want to go for it?
I'm gonna give this to you, and you're gonna have to deal with this information for the rest of your life. Are
I'm
you
being
mentally
forced
prepared?
to learn.
You are. So we have a few names here, and it's Henry, which is the main creator of the animatronics. He did like the designing and shit. And he's got one daughter. And that daughter has 2 first names as a first and last name. Charlie Emily, and I hate it. Anywho.
Real quick, I want to apologize if you can hear my dog barking. He saw a leaf.
He saw a leaf?
He's probably barking at like a person outside.
Oh, probably.
Bark.
But basically, Charlie is Henry's daughter, and that's all you'll need to know for now. Then you've got William, who is, the money man, and he does financials.
And only financials, and nothing else.
Yeah, definitely nothing else. He's definitely
made of numbers. He is so financial.
He's so financial. He has never killed somebody ever.
And never will.
Yeah.
And never will. You're right. And he's got 3 kids, and there's a lot of them. So you gotta think about... Yeah, his wife, we don't know her.
Wife Afton.
So you've got...
Miss Afton.
You've got Elizabeth Afton, which is the daughter. You've got Evan, which is the youngest son, and you've got Michael, which is the older son. I feel like that's pretty easy to follow so far. These are the main named characters that aren't animatronics. Wink.
We got some. These are some humans.
These are humans at the moment.
Oh my god! Oh, no.
Currently humans.
Currently, at this point in time, they are human.
They are human, pending to change.
Human
pending review,
if you will.
Human question mark.
So we start in 1983, and this is when Henry and William decide, I think we can run a business together, and they open a themed restaurant called Fredbear's Family Diner. And in that diner, there are 2 animatronics. You've got Fredbear, and Spring Bonnie. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So
it's just a couple of normal guys running a family restaurant.
Just running a nice family restaurant, doing nothing suspicious ever.
Suspicious? Among Us? I love Among Us so much.
I will morb you. Stop.
But there's a little caveat here of how these suits work. So it might be 1983, but they've got technology beyond our wildest dreams. Basically, these suits function as animatronics and wearable costumes. This is due to a spring lock mechanic. Don't worry about that yet.
This isn't foreshadowing.
There's
Not at
no
all.
foreshadowing here. And everything's going well for the business so far. It's on the up and up again, if you will. There's no drawbacks. Everything's going great. And they even get a TV show and they call it Freddy and Friends. And then they bring in a few new characters. So you've got Fredbear and Spring Bonnie. And then you've also got Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy in that show, which their creativity in naming things is through the roof because they've gotten the same show, Fredbear and Freddy, and Spring Bonnie and Bonnie.
And they just named the only girl character girl in Spanish.
Yes.
I don't know if that's Spanish. I'm not good at languages.
So everything's going great. And except for a little caveat, a little whoopsie daisies, which is apparently Henry finds this lovely material known as remnant and agony. And these two things, remnant is a soul basically, and it can get into objects and goop them up. But it's not like a physical goop, it's like a metaphorical goop.
Well, I mean, no, that's book stuff. Never mind.
You put here that it cannot create physical objects, so it's metaphorical goop.
Oh, you're.
I'm following your words.
Yep. No, I'm aware.
Spirit goop.
Spirit Luigi. Luigi's Mansion.
No. And then you've got agony, and agony is just a lot of rage, and that rage goes into machines and then makes the machines very angry.
Okay, so the agony and remnant are two separate things, but they can both come from the same person.
Yeah. They're both harvestable materials that are used.
Are they renewable?
Okay, I'm gonna.
Is this a clean source of energy?
Real quick
No.
pause. Real quick pause.
Correct.
This is canon. War is just a Minecraft remnant farm.
Basically, that's what it is, because you gotta bring in your remnant and agony havers, kill them, and then get the things.
Get the 7 Dragon Balls.
Yep, and basically William gets a hold of this knowledge and goes, yeah, really, go on. And decides to fight God
I do
by
have a
becoming
question.
immortal.
Before
What
the
is your
advent of animatronics, how did remnant possess things? Like, did it just possess dolls? Like, I feel like there should be a lot more moving objects than there are if remnant is
Well,
like
see,
so
the
easy
word
to get.
remnant comes from is when something, very tragic happens to that soul.
Ah, so it's not just any death, it's
No.
specifically a pain death.
No, you've got to upset them first.
And also murder.
You gotta. Ah. So specifically murder.
Yeah, so basically, to make this remnant farm in Minecraft, what you're going to need is a 64 pistons, an observer, 2 double chests, a couple of hoppers, and a lot of redstone. And you're gonna funnel in your children into this glass box.
You're gonna need some temporary blocks to make this, so we better get some leaves.
Yeah, into a glass box, and then you put the children at the bottom, and then you shoot lava at the top, and then they go down. And then there you go.
And you collect it in your chest, and you make abominations with it.
I hope you know I'm recreating this in Minecraft now.
And with that knowledge that William has now gained of how to make a remnant farm, he goes, I could do it, and opens up Circus Baby's Party World, which is basically a rent an animatronic party thing, because there's not like I don't think there's like a physical place.
No, that's in sister location. Party World is an actual like physical location.
I was wrong. I didn't read ahead. My apologies. Basically there you've got Baby, Ballora, Funtime Freddy, Funtime Chica, Funtime Foxy, Bidybab, Minorina, Balloon Boy, Balloon Girl, and Marionette. These are all the animatronics that were built by William to kidnap children for his remnant farm. And like the genius man he is, he decides to bring his children to the place with the children kidnapping and killing machines. that he built. So, of course, as a child, you know, his daughter Elizabeth goes up to Circus Baby, gets told to have some ice cream, and there goes Elizabeth.
He didn't have enough money for a babysitter that day, apparently.
Apparently not. There
So-
she goes.
so-
She's dead.
So he got a baby remover.
Yeah, basically. He got tired of hiring a babysitter, brought his kids to work, and then just said, if whatever happens, happens.
L.
L. Get good.
This is the
Um,
man that was able to create spring-lock suits, a marvel of engineering.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, no.
No
that
common
was
sense
Henry,
in this
right?
man.
Wasn't that's technically Henry's work? Since
That's technically Henry's, but he still managed to make all of these functioning
He
animatronics.
built murder robots.
I mean, it's called Afton Robotics, so
Yeah. It's a weird kind of like how are you gonna build these robots and then be like, I think I can keep a close enough eye on my kids, and then the kids die. Yikes. Anywho, baby is now possessed. Elizabeth shows up, baby's eyes go from blue to green, that's how you know. But I don't William is he doesn't know. He's like, "Oh shit." And he closes the diner and he's like, "It's gas leaks." And then he moves all of these animatronics underneath, I think it's his own house.
Yeah.
Isn't the facility underneath their house?
Yeah, it's underneath, or an entrance
Yeah.
to the facility is underneath their house.
Yeah. So they're still very close by, but not too close. You know?
Yeah.
But because the TV show is making numbers, Henry makes it like basically Fazbear Entertainment becomes a thing, and then they make a different separate restaurant without the spring lock suits as Freddy's.
Fair warning.
Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
This is part of the lore that gets really fucky wucky on my end that I kind of messed this up.
Yes, it's a little bit oopsie doopsie poopsie. So
timeline's
basically,
wibbly wobbly here.
yeah. So we make it to 1985, and we've opened up Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and you've got, of course, the hit characters. You've got Freddy Fazbear, Chica the Chicken, Foxy, and Bonnie. And I'm looking at this photo, and you got upset with me for not having Bonnie next to Freddy on the right side, but you put Foxy there.
Okay, I'm putting the video up in the video. I'm Foxy, Bonnie is still technically left of Freddy, alright? At least I didn't swap them like a madman! You monster! You heathen!
But so far, because William is still kind of a part of this, he like knocks on the construction guy's door and goes, "I want you to build me a room that is invisible to cameras and to other animatronics,
No, okay.
so that I can go there."
No, that was in the Fredbears, so they could switch into suits without the kids seeing. Why it's invisible to the cameras, I have no clue, but...
It's because William went, kids. Anywho.
Anyways,
Yeah.
moving on.
Moving on. Basically, William just gets a little bit crazier and crazier, and it starts by him running over a dog. And he
Alrighty.
realizes that he ran over this dog.
Our financial man is in a bit of a peril.
He's in a bit of a peril because the kid watched him
That doesn't even make sense.
run
What
over
does
the
it make
dog.
sense? In
So-
a peril.
Yeah, he's in a bit of a sticky situation, and so like the business-minded man he is, he has his springlock suit. He just still has it. It's his keepsake. And he gets into the suit and he goes to the little girl who has probably just watched him kill her dog and goes, "Your dog is still alive. I can put him back together. You gotta follow me." And takes her to that back room. And,
Well,
hey, that's a dead bitch.
Oh, we're just saying, alright.
That
Do we
is
want to say the names of these now named children?
the first one to go is Susie. And Susie is put inside of Chica because William is starting to understand that you can make Remnant and Agony by putting kids into the suits.
It was also probably just to hide the bodies.
Yeah. At this point in time, it wasn't fully out of his immortality needs, but it was in there in the back of his head.
We're getting there.
And then he's hooked. He needs more. So he lures back another kid to the room, and his name is Jeremy.
This will not be confusing later.
Nope.
Yeah. Nope. And I can't remember if Jeremy is Bonnie.
Yes,
Is it Bonnie?
Jeremy is Bonnie.
Okay. And he's still hooked. He's hooked on a feeling, if you will.
Hooked on the feeling of child
Murder. And so William continues and brings back another kid with the idea of a pizza party. And this is Gabriel, and I believe Gabriel is Freddy.
Yep.
Or is it?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Am I quiet? Am I really quiet?
You're a little quiet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sitting a bit back. That's my bad.
Oh. And then, for a fourth time, the fourth kid, he goes, "Yeah, I can do it again." And then he gets some kid named Fritz and puts him in Foxy, and it's like, "Yeah, this is good."
And from what I understand from the second game, this all happens in a week. Like, this is like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
That's the nights. I'm pretty sure this all happened in the same day.
Oh.
Well,
Like, all 5 of these kids go missing the same day.
Either way, it's a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he's not waiting a month to be like, "Ooh, should I do it again?" He's like, "Nope." Bam.
'cause
Next day.
I feel like if you wait more than a day, an investigation's gonna go on by one child missing.
Yeah. So you might as well just jump into the deep end and get rid of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Because that's just like the logical thing to do. Anywho, he gets his rocks off one last time. Last is very hard to say.
For this
And he
week.
lures back a girl named Cassidy and stuffs her into the Golden Freddy suit. And remember that name, because Cassidy will come back.
Cassidy always comes back.
No,
Yes.
no, wait, no, that's what, guys, you're getting the lore wrong. Come on, we talked about this.
We talked about this, guys. You can't misquote.
Fuck, come on, we have to redo it now. I'm deleting the recording. God
God
damn it.
damn it.
We've got so far.
But there was a bit of an issue though, because once again, the brilliant man that is William Afton still continues to bring his kids to the sites of the places that he is killing and kidnapping kids. So
I
Evan,
think he... Can I put forth a little pet theory that I have?
what is your pet theory?
I don't think William Afton likes kids.
No,
I think the
Really?
child murderer likes children.
wow, man, that makes
Even
so
his own.
much sense. I'm blown away.
Who would have thunk?
But he did kill and stuff Cassidy, and while he was doing that, his youngest son Evan watched because he didn't fucking shut the door.
The biggest brain on William Afton.
The door was still open while he is killing these kids.
And how nobody
How he-
else saw? Who knows?
How he got away with this?
Well, isn't it mentioned
It's
in
called
the...
game.
Yeah, in the first game, I think it's mentioned in one of like the newspaper posters that he got away because they couldn't find the bodies.
Yeah, but they didn't like suspect it was him.
No,
Like,
no,
there's
I-
not
so
been, like,
they took him into custody, but because there was no physical evidence of him killing anybody or bodies, they had to let him go.
Yeah. So they couldn't prove.
Which I don't know why they wouldn't check the smelly animatronics that
Yeah.
are leaking goo and...
Entrails.
We're getting ahead
Yeah.
of ourselves. We'll come back to that.
Anywho, we'll come back to that. So It's
This
time.
is foreshadowing.
It's time to revisit some of these locations to figure out where they fit in this massive puzzle that nobody thought out ever.
We gotta get a Pepe Sylvia chart. Like, just red string and a bunch of pictures.
Yeah, basically. So there's, I already mentioned it, but those Funtime animatronics are still functioning and they are underneath William Afton's house. They're just there. There's like this big ass elevator. You go down, bada bing, bada boom, you're there.
How did he get, like, the. Don't you gotta get, like, a building permit to do stuff like that?
You think
Probably.
you think this
Well,
man
Mans is
follows the
rich, so
law?
I expect him.
I'll
Mans is rich, so I think he
Um,
just paid people.
Inside of this like facility where he's housing the animatronics, he apparently recreated a single part of his home, which was a child's bedroom and just a hallway.
No.
I think it was 2 hallways.
The quote is hallway, hallway, hallway.
It is, and a hallway, just a hallway, hallway. I'm looking at it with my eyes. You cannot prove me wrong if I'm reading it directly from Discord.
Yeah, no, also I just, again, not the best like, actual 8th grade writing.
So because in his brain of his, he thinks that it's definitely not his fault that his daughter died to his murder animatronics. He's going to then set up surveillance plushies around his other kids where he watches what his children do from inside of that weird location. Yeah, but William then wasn't satisfied with, just watching his kids. He also wanted to freak them out. So to do that, he creates illusion discs, which are these silly little things that put out some sort of something that can change a person's view of whatever you're looking at. And it's powered by Remnant. So when William does that, he accidentally creates the nightmare animatronics, and we all know that that was a mistake.
The nightmares are a mistake. Except for Nightmarian. He's cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so his kid Evan, petrified of animatronics. 5 days before his birthday party, he decides to sneak out of his house and visit Freddy Fazbear's Pizza because he's petrified of animatronics.
No, so at this point he's not scared yet, just of Spring Bonnie. Keyword yet.
Yet. But basically he gets told off by his dad, gets locked in his room, and he cries, and then the weird camera his dad made him tells him that tomorrow is another day. And Evan continues to cry until he sleeps. And then William comes and grabs him in his sleep and puts him in the underground facility with the nightmare animatronics.
Father of the year.
Because he snuck out to the murder robot place that his father built and continues to take him to. And so then you go through basically night 1 of FNAF 4, and it's a pain in the ass. Until the next day, where Evan is brought back up to his room, and he roams around the house a little bit. You see his sister's room, you see the living room, and then he gets jump scared by his brother. And he cries.
This boy needs to drink some water. He's gonna be crying a lot.
Yeah, he really does. But the plush comes back and says tomorrow is another day. And then at night, William once again does the weird locking his kid into an underground facility and then puts him in a hallway with a weird, like, animatronic tiny version of Springtrap, but Springtrap doesn't exist yet.
Springtrap, who's
Yeah.
that? We only know Spring Bonnie and Eat Hot Chip and Lie.
Yeah, yeah, except it's like a tiny withered version of Spring Bonnie. And then he's
And
put
he,
back into the facility with like the creepy ass animatronics, and then he goes through the night again. What were you gonna say?
oh,
Hello?
Hello?
can anyone hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
Okay. Uh, I was just gonna say, like, should we mention who is who? When it comes to the nightmares, like whose remnant is in which boy?
That's one of the. We can. It's. Oh.
Is it
Get there.
debatable? It's like
No, it
questionably.
not really.
All of this is questionably.
No, this is a funny did a stupid and put this for no reason. There's not really. It's just Remnant went into all of them. It's probably a mix or agony. I don't know. I don't know what I was doing with this part. I'm gonna be honest.
Some sort of spirit juice is fueling the different animatronics.
Funny did a fucky wucky.
Just a little fucky wucky. Basically, the next day, instead of waking up in his house, though, Evan wakes up in Fredbear's family diner. How he got there? I don't know. Fuck you. Um, but basically, his silly little plush that is controlled by his dad goes, "Yeah, you need to get up. You know what happens if they find you." And Evan's like, "You're right," and tries to book it. Except Fredbear is in the way, which is probably just an employee inside of the suit, but Evan is a kid. So Evan's like, "Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs," and goes the other way and sees his dad stuffing a guy into a Spring Bonnie suit. Which can either be William helping an employee inside of another suit, or that whole fun bit where, he was killing kids. Who knows? FNAF is
Um,
unclear.
yeah, I feel like at least in Evan's mind, it's the same thing. Like even
Yeah,
if it's an employee, to Evan, it's someone getting stuffed into a suit.
yeah. Um,
Because they're not supposed to know that people wear them.
yeah. Basically, he ends up in front of the stage, and then collapses. He's just afraid. And of course, he hears once again that tomorrow is another day. And then you go through another night because fuck you. 2 days into the party, he wakes up in Fredbear's again, but he's able to leave. But on the way out, the other kids are just jerks. They're rude. They're basically just kids. Because he's afraid of the animatronics now, and so the kids are picking on him for it. And then he gets home to the comfort of his bed and then gets jump scared by his brother again. And he cries.
How
Okay.
old is Michael at this point? Is he like middle school?
I'd,
'Cause if
I'd
he's
say middle school.
Because if it's middle school, that explains so much.
Yeah, I'd have to say it's middle school because he's such a jerk all the
Yeah.
time.
But his dad probably doesn't help, being who his dad is.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
the murder
it's just
father is too much
it's a
of a help.
smidge. It's a smidge of father problem,
Indeed.
but only a smidge.
And also
and
probably
then
the lack of wife Afton.
that we know of.
Yeah.
Until FNAF
But I
10
don't know if
comes
I
out.
would stay. I don't know if I would stay with a murder guy. So I mean, maybe wife Afton had it right.
Yeah.
And then you've got one day until the party, and during the day, Michael, because he can, locks Evan into the back room of Fredbear's. And there's just a bunch of heads everywhere, which is great. And
It
then
doesn't
there
help
is.
with his phobia.
It does not. It does not. Until he realizes that right behind him, there is a headless Fredbear suit, and there's something in it. He wants out. He's not a fan of the thing inside of the suit because the thing inside the suit is probably a dead body.
Yeah, I wouldn't be a fan of that either. I feel like I'm on Evan with this one.
Yeah,
With
yeah. So
Evan on
he's
this
like
one.
he's banging on the door and he's crying in there. And then somebody ends up letting him out. And to continue his fear, his dad's like, yeah, you're fine. Let's go into the underground facility where I'm gonna spin the nightmares at you again. Good luck.
You need more trauma, you alright? We don't have enough
Yeah.
to fight the trauma, gym leader.
Yeah, you haven't had enough character development yet.
Is it ever stated what happens to Evan if the animatronics were to get him? Would he just die?
It's probably
Yes.
just... No, I don't think the nightmares
It's
would...
death.
No, it most likely... I don't know, they probably just... I don't think they would kill him because they're just built to scare him, but... I don't know.
I think it's death.
Fair enough.
And then, surprise, it's only been leading up to this, but it's Evan's birthday. Happy birthday, Evan.
You forgot,
Yay.
you forgot what, the thing that happens before
The
the
best
birthday.
birthday.
I forgot something?
Before the birthday.
Oh, before the birthday,
Night 5.
while he's locked into the facility again for night 5, it is just Nightmare Fredbear. Because William Afton said you haven't seen enough things with that bear today. So I'm gonna give you a little bit more. But it's his birthday!
Birthday!
It's his birthday! And as the greatest birthday gift known to mankind, his loving brother, Michael, grab him and put him inside of the mouth of Freddy Fazbear.
Oh my gosh, imagine saying it's Freddy Fazbear, not Fredbear. That's it. You're getting kicked from the Discord call. Goodbye, Mushu.
Uncultured lore student.
Oh, imagine.
His head goes crunch.
I wonder if it was a tasty snack for Fredbear. If he was like, this tastes good.
I don't know, but apparently it's because he was so crying and sweaty that the spring locks go off. That's why. It's because he was sweating so much.
I mean, yeah.
Is that the bite of 87?
No!
This is the whole...
No,
Is that the bite of
Markiplier.
87?
It's the bite of 83 that I thought. I don't know how I didn't notice this until recently. I put it after 1985.
Yeah, you did. That's why I thought of 87.
That's why I'm redoing this later. Oh my god,
Anywho.
Esteemed
there
guest.
goes Freddy Fazbear's Diner. It's gone. Goodbye.
Esteemed guest, listeners, please understand that the events may be accurate, but the timeline is indeed fucky-wucky.
Oh, not even the events can be accurate.
We
I can't
accidentally oopsie whoopsie poopsie the timeline.
In our defense, the timeline is itself fucky wucky.
Yeah.
In our defense, nobody thought out the story of FNAF ever. There's no master plan. There was never a long drawn out scenario. This was throw it at the wall, see if it sticks, and that's coming from someone who loves FNAF. We are just sticking at this point. Anywho, Evans doesn't die. He just
he's getting there.
He's on his way.
Yeah, he's on his way. He's inside of his head in his own dream, and it is an awful night with the nightmare. Basically, he makes it to 6 a.m. in his brain, and then he just is in a void. And in this void, there are Fredbear, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and the Foxy plush, as well as the Fredbear plush starts to say that we are still your friends. Do you believe that? But the voice is no longer controlled by William. It becomes Cassidy. And Cassidy tells Evan that she will put him back together. And then Evan dies. He's dead. Goodbye. And now both Cassidy and Evan are intermingled into the weird thing that is Golden Freddy. So due to all of this, Henry's like, what the fuck, William? And says, no. William has been banned from Dave and Buster's, if you will.
Henry's standing on the sidelines just like, what the fuck?
What the fuck, Richard?
Nice going, Ron.
Yeah, you seeing this? Basically, everything is just goodbye. The spring lock mechanism, which was like a feat of engineering, is no longer used because even though it was a feat of engineering, it was still a safety hazard. Surprise of all surprises.
I think in FNAF 3, one of the old phone guy calls mentions that someone has been spring locked before the big
We're
spring
getting
lock of
there.
the series.
Well, there's no way Evan was the only springlock death.
Oh, definitely
Yeah.
not.
They just swept
They're-
those under the rug. Day shift extras.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that.
They
That was
bleached the carpets.
Fazbear. That's what Fazbear Entertainment called a fucky wucky.
That's what they called a
Um,
minor
Oopsie
setback.
whoopsie. We were
Yeah.
just in a silly, goofy mood and we accidentally killed some of our employees and several children.
Yeah, just a few. But Henry's like, okay, I need to make this safe for kids. We gotta fix this. So I'm gonna build a robot. And that was the first problem.
We got here because of robots. And
And
we're
so-
gonna make our way out with robots.
What this robot does is it's a security puppet. And so when the kids come into the facility, which is whatever diner Henry's working on now, you have to have a colored wristband. And so there are a bunch of wristbands on these kids that the security puppets look after to make sure that none are being taken out, none are being hidden, nothing like that. But for his daughter, welcome back, Charlie. What the? Welcome back, Charlie. She gets this lovely green one. But whoops. Charlie's outside. Uh-oh.
Oopsie doopsie.
Honestly, Henry is marginally better than William with taking his kids to the restaurant that is known for child murder. At least he gives her like a safety measure in the puppet. William was
Yeah.
just like, go have fun, kids. Go
Yeah,
play with the
except
murder
that
animatronics.
that
Just
safety
kids
measure was
being kids.
overwhelmed by a bunch of kids thinking it was cool, and then Charlie just left. Like, fuck you. Walked out.
She was like, the vibes here aren't stacking up. I gotta go.
The vibes are rancid, and I gotta go.
It turns out the vibes outside were even more rancid.
Yeah. So basically, while this is happening, William Afton just cruises on up and is like, yoink. But instead of a yoink, it's more of a yeet, and now her body's in the dumpster. Good luck, Charlie.
A yeet with a steel knife right to the gut.
Yeah. How this happened outside of a popular establishment? I don't know. I don't think William knows.
How is he this
But
far?
the puppet, realizing that, the one thing I was built to do is no longer inside of the building it's supposed to be inside of. So the puppet breaks free of its box and clambers to the door, and it goes out, and it starts raining, because you know what? L. But it continues going further while it's every single mechanical part is being like, oh, rain. And it finds the body of Charlie. And so what the puppet does, as its only mission in life, failed.
L.
You had one job.
You had one job, and then lays down next to this kid's corpse. And then Charlie's like, yeah, I can stay here, and then just becomes the puppet. Good luck. Like, she just, whoop.
I got a question real quick.
What's the question?
Pardon my ignorance here, but in FNAF 2, it's the puppet that, like, puts the kids' souls into, like, the other animatronics, right?
Yes.
That's, like, the
Gives
gifts.
Give life.
Yeah.
We're getting
Yeah.
to that.
Oh, that's coming up. Okay.
The
I
timeline
jumped
is...
ahead in the textbook. I apologize.
Oh my god, how could you?
I'm trying to get a jump on the reading. We got a
There-
test soon.
Yeah, I was about to say, you guys got an assignment on this later.
Oh no.
Like, I had to do the pacer, you have to do a quiz on FNAF.
I think I
you have the quiz ready.
Yeah, do you have the quiz?
I'll go on Kahoot, give me a minute.
Okay.
Kahoot. Boy howdy.
So basically, due to the fact that there's like at least 6 dead kids in this building now, yeah, it's stinky. It smells awful.
The
So
vibes
Henry's like
are just non-existent.
Henry's like scrubbing the walls, but it's not getting rid of it because he doesn't look at the animatronics. So Henry's
Henry.
like, all right, that's it, I'm done, and he closes Freddy Fazbear's.
Someone just grabs Henry by the shoulders and it's like, there's blood in the goddamn carpet, man.
And he's like, oh no, that's pizza sauce. It couldn't be blood in my establishment.
In this economy?
In this economy, blood? No.
My business partner of 10 years? Never.
My business partner of 10 years just did a drive-by on my daughter? No.
I actually don't know how long.
Impossible.
I don't know how long they've been working together, but 10 years sounds good.
Yeah, it does. And then Fazbear is like, okay, Fazbear Entertainment, which is now separated from Henry, goes, but there's still money here, and makes a new restaurant called Freddy Fazbear Jr. And and what they do is they take parts from those gross animatronics and go, we can do it.
Bob the Builder.
And so they use parts
Freddy
from
the
the
Builder.
old animatronics and make the new line of animatronics, which they call the toy animatronics. And they wrangled Balloon Boy away from the weird underground facility he was being held in. That I don't know if Fazbear Entertainment fully knew about or not.
They have partial stock in it, you know, Bitcoin or whatever.
Yeah. And we've made it.
Hold on, I
Don't.
want to say, Fazbear Entertainment sounds like the type of people to invest in NFTs.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
they
do
definitely
like
did.
Freddy Coin or some shit.
Oh yeah,
God.
no, we got Fazcoin, and then we got the branded NFTs that drop lore.
Oh no! No, that makes it even worse because there's like unironically a Poppy Playtime Gmod that's going in the video. Oh my god.
Anywho, we've made it to 1987. I don't know how we got here, but we're here.
Several people get scammed by Fazcoin.
And we've got all new toy animatronics. They're all cheeky.
They got
They're all
red cheeks.
clean. Mm-hmm.
No
Chica.
dead kids inside these animatronics. No sorry.
Nope. But they do have little bits of that remnant from the old parts that were used for them that have just flourished in these new bodies.
In this economy.
And this economy.
But these are basically like the souls keep getting split. Like it's like a
it's
fraction.
like they keep fracturing the souls in hopes to stop the animatronics from being murderers, but I don't think it's working.
But they just keep making more murderers.
Yeah.
Wow, guys, I can't believe we got here.
And they decided that the smelly, disgusting looking previous animatronics needed to stay in the building instead of going to a scrapyard. They decided to keep a hold of all of those disgusting, mangled parts.
We're not there yet.
Mangle?
We're not there yet.
Honestly, if Fazbear like scrapped the metal for those animatronics, I'm pretty sure several toasters in the United States would be out to kill somebody.
You're right. But it would have been funny.
Yeah,
Would
and
have
that's
been
all
funny.
that matters.
So those withered guys are still in that back closet that now has a camera, thankfully, because we've moved past the not putting cameras in the staff room kind of thing.
Well,
Did you see a ghost? What happened?
Don't worry about it. Anywho, they're all there. Everybody's here. There's 11 of these fuckers in this game. There's 11 of them. There's no doors. There's so many. They're all out to get you.
And there's also the 4 Easter egg characters.
And
We
there's
haven't even gotten to Ultimate Custom Night.
Oh my, we are. Oh, that's.
That's how I feel about that.
Yeah. We're still in FNAF 2.
Basically, there was a toy Foxy, but that toy Foxy got ripped to shreds because children are horrifying. And they pulled that bitch apart. They were like, yeah.
Why did you become a virus?
Yeah, haha.
Yo ho ho.
I was making a Legend of Zelda joke, but I guess pirate
shit.
works too.
No, shit.
Well, I mean, it is Foxy.
I mean, you're right.
On brand, but also Zelda.
Yeah, but now that toy Foxy is just called Mangled. And all of these guys, like all of the toy ones, have facial recognition. So they're trained to make sure that no William Aftons enter the building.
No Aftons of any kind are welcome in this
No.
building.
Well,
Yeah, kinda.
kinda.
Kind of. Except an Afton got in.
Yeah, but then the Afton immediately had to leave.
Yeah, but they were there for like 6, 7 nights.
They were there.
Dumbass.
We're getting there.
But basically, Charlie and the puppet, they're both the same thing now. So if you hear me say Charlie, you should also think about the puppet. Is a lost soul and is wandering around Juniors and is like, that's a lot of dead people. And then she opens the door to parts and service and goes, that's even more dead people. And decides to give life to Withered Freddy. Somehow. I guess she like just booped him on the snoot and went, you're alive now. And he was like, girl boss.
Henry is male wife manipulate. What is it? What was the third one?
Male wife manipulate mansplain.
Mansplain, and William is gaslight gatekeep girl boss.
Yeah, but basically
That's their
Charlie's like,
dynamic.
I need you to, get this shit back together. She says very cryptically, save them. And guides him around location, showing him a lot of the dead guys. Like there's so many. Why are they dead? Why are they there?
Where did
But
they come from?
while
Where did
this
they go?
is happening, she accidentally stumbles upon William Afton himself. Because he got in, despite the fact that there are multiple toy animatronics that are like, no Afton.
At this point, it's like a sitcom. It's like, William Afton, how did you get into Five Nights at Freddy's
How did you
again?
get here?
William
Um,
nose
Are
stabbing.
you killing kids again?
Oh, you.
Damn,
At
William.
Afton.
That's so mean. Yeah, except William this time brought arms and beats the fuck out of Withered Freddy.
Just absolute showdown WWE. He came
Yeah.
from the top rope, boys.
like he goes right to the head with his, like, it's a crank of some sort, and goes "Mwah," and there goes Withered Freddy.
Goodbye.
And then drags Withered Freddy into the parts and service room that isn't, is it the one that has the camera in it, or is it not that one?
Yeah, no, they're in the parts and service.
Yeah, so he brings him back to the parts and service room with the other animatronics that have not been booped on the snoot and given life yet. And it's like, sit and stay. And then the puppet's like, well, one didn't work. So let me revive the other 3. Other 4.
Let's try this again.
Sorry, other 4. And so she's like, boop, 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 boop. And now Gabriel, Jeremy, Susie, and Fritz have control of the animatronics that they were, murdered in.
Schmurdered.
Hidden?
Yeah,
Bodies hidden in?
yeah. However, the puppet, like, when giving life to both Cassidy and Evan, she can't. Because there's no endoskeleton inside of that suit. So now the suit just teleports because, yeah.
Because fuck you.
Double the remnant, you can now teleport.
Yep. So...
Maybe that's how William ends up in so many places. He's just got extra remnant, so he teleports.
You know what? You're right. You're right. It could also just be the fact that it's a hallucination and that there's like this new funky substance that comes from Evan known as Dark Remnant. And that Dark Remnant accidentally gives Evan a second body known as Shadow Freddy. And then that Shadow Freddy goes, I need a buddy, and makes Shadow Bonnie. And then they're just there.
Did this happen? How did we get here? What the fuck is going on?
He wanted a friend.
He wanted a bestie.
But the puppet realizes that there's a soul that's still roaming around, but it's not a human soul. It's a dog.
We got here. We're here now.
It's a dog.
Bark, bark.
And the puppet decides to go, I'm gonna make this dog live out the rest of its soul days forever inside of the mangle, which kids rip apart on the daily.
Let's just let the dog rest in peace. Come
What-
on, man.
What is the dog
no one-
doing?
If no one gets a happy afterlife, at least give it to the dog.
Right. So now Mangle has a soul, and then the toy animatronic are just there.
They chillax him.
Basically, the remnant was used to give like the power to the original 6 souls. And then their agony from their angry was then put inside of all of the toys so that they're angry.
Well, also plus William did murder 5 new children, and their agony went on to possess the toys.
Yeah, that too. There were also 5 more deaths
And we
because
don't-
it goes in 5s, and they don't have names or any relevance to the rest of the story.
But they were there.
They did happen though.
They did exist.
So if you just
or
look
existed.
over there, you will see the growing pile of child corpses. Good luck animating that one.
Oh my god.
those pile of corpses will later become a blob.
I'm not.
Oh
Nah, that's too much of foreshadowing. Nah, I didn't even cover security breach in this.
no.
Oh,
The
Are we
next
even-
day,
where do we stop? Like, what game are we stopping at?
I think we stop at
This was finished.
the fire.
This was finished one day before
Security
breach
breach dropped.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, what happens is the puppet thinks that she sees William Afton like applying for the night shift, so she just lets that happen, but it's
Okay.
not actually William.
Quick pause. Yes, recording has been unpaused.
All right. So basically, the puppet didn't actually see Afton, so the fact that the puppet did nothing was probably for the best, because it was actually it's Michael. It's Michael, and he's going under a fake name, and he just looks so similar to his dad that the puppet was like, "That's a bad guy."
That's gotta like fuck with you a little bit. Like, I look exactly like my murder father.
Yeah, yeah. But he's going under a fake name, and that fake name is Jeremy Fitzgerald, which I bet Fitz feels really great about. Fritz, sorry.
And Jeremy.
Jeremy.
And
feels
Jeremy,
good.
yeah. I bet the two of them see that name and go, I'm so glad.
Does Michael know the names of the kids that got killed, or is he
I
just
don't
like, I'm
know.
gonna pick a random name out of the
I
phone
think
book?
it was random, and it was just horribly planned.
It just happened to be 2 of the children his father murdered.
Yeah. So the puppet continues working on her, like, army, if you will. And she uses some spare agony to wake up an endoskeleton. And that endoskeleton is known as Endo.
O2.
O2.
Second of his line.
Which is
Yeah.
weird because Endo O2 comes before Endo O1, but
Yeah. So it's the first but the second. And basically, she builds an army. And she also creates a hallucination of JJ, which is like the girl version of Balloon Boy. But it's not like physically there, it's a hallucination. And the
Wait,
puppet's like thrilled. What is the
Charlie's like,
question?
the vibes are finally here.
The vibes, I've finally got them.
that's just Charlie's entire goal, to just get good vibes.
Yeah, basically.
He's just trying to outweigh the vibes of murdered children.
Yeah, he's like, here, let me fix it. But oopsies. And then he goes through 5 nights of them trying to commit murder on him because he looks like his dad. And he's getting phone calls, and he's like, no, something's suspicioso here. But he gets his paycheck, and he's like, you know what? I can handle another night of trying to be murdered. I can do it. And then all all of the original like 11 animatronics that are trying to like jump down his throat and their like specialty friends show up, especially Golden Freddy. And Golden Freddy is mad. Well, kind
Unbelievable
of.
anger.
Kind of. One side is very angry. The other side is Evan, seeing that it's his brother who tormented him and going, "It's me. It's me. I want to go home."
Help, please.
Help.
Jesus Christ, please.
But Michael isn't smart and is not connected the dots.
I see the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree.
But to be fair, I don't think my first thought with a possessed hallucination of his suit would be, "Oh look, it's my brother." So maybe he's not that stupid.
That is true.
I mean,
And it's just really weird.
I mean, it took us like what, so many years to find out this, and we're not even in the game.
Yeah, we're not, no. But Michael survives and he's told that he can go to the day shift because the position is it's open.
it's available.
And so Michael, he gets his pay and he takes the day shift, but when he goes to check on Mangled, because the kids have torn that bitch apart, Mangle yeets his frontal lobe, and this is known as the bite of 87.
Finally gotten to the bite of 87.
We got there. It was Mangle.
Everyone say your memes.
Sound
Was
off.
that the bite of 87?
Hold
Thank
on.
you, Markiplier.
Hold on. I'll pull up the funny clip. I'm not even gonna put it and post in the video. I'm just gonna play it through my mic.
Oh my god, right now?
Is that the bite of 87?
Oh my god.
Hey guys, I think the little man said he wants to give Fredbear a big kiss. On three,
Yeah,
one,
just replace
two.
Fredbear with Mangle.
Yeah.
Give us the crunch.
Alright, Markiplier, you stop with the Wojak face. We get it.
Did he say it?
We're getting there.
Okay, I'm waiting.
Was that
I'm
the
just
bite of
kidding.
87?
There we go.
There it is.
Alright, yes,
Everyone-
it
You know why I
was.
thought that was you know why I thought it was the bite of 87 for the Fredbears? Because of that video.
I know, as a lore connoisseur, it makes me mad because it's not even the bite of 87. It's the bite
No.
of
It's like-
83.
We've been hearing about the bite of 87 since the first game, and we never get to see it on screen. We just hear
No.
about it.
Yeah, we just assume.
This is all speculation.
It's
This is
not
a
even
dream
it's
sequence.
not even confirmed that it's Mangle.
No,
it's just one
it's
of the
not confirmed.
It could have been Balloon Boy for all we know.
Balloon Boy committed the bite of 87. I
I
will
mean,
take
he does have a nightmare mode with
no,
some big-ass chompers.
absolutely no different opinions in the comments. Thank you very much. Anywho, Michael is alive still because Michael, despite what his father wanted for outliving the entire world and getting immortality, his son got it without doing any of the murder.
He just had an extra.
Somehow.
He collected 100 coins from his paycheck. He got an extra life.
He really did.
He had some play coins.
But Michael's like, "Oh, you know what? I can fix him." and goes back to try to fix the animatronics. But he just makes them very upset. He's a very all of them, they are not happy. And Henry's like, "Why did you touch my robots?" And then he gets filed.
Filed?
Filed? He gets fired. And he also smells bad. Because Henry is blind and doesn't realize that there's a missing gaping bit of his head.
And just bullies him about it.
Yeah,
For the
he
next
fires
while?
him because he smells. Because a part of his head is gaping and open.
Okay,
So-
I have I have a thing I would like to say.
What is your thing?
Michael is the type of guy to say, I can fix him. William is the type of guy to look at an animatronic and say, I can make it worse.
It make it worse. Well, I like to think that the reason that Michael immediately went back is because since he no longer has a frontal lobe, he no longer has fear. So he's just like, yeah, I can do it.
fuck y'all, I'm going for it.
Yeah, like, you know what? I can fix it. That's just my thought process with that. That's the only way I can make it make sense in my head.
See what you're going on
This is
there.
this is the way I deal with my trauma.
No.
Yeah.
You guys are doing something wrong. You're trying to make sense of this lore. Stop trying to do that.
You're right. You're right. You're right. There is no sense. There was no planning. It was just take it as you will.
Five Nights at Freddy's is a mangled mess.
Mangled,
Patchwork
like the character.
Mangled?
We're gonna make that joke
It's a mangled
every time.
mess and patchwork stitching of dream sequences,
It's not
animatronics,
even patchwork. At this point, it is like literally like a hot glue, a bit of duct tape.
No, not even hot glue. Elmer's glue.
It's Elmer's glue, a bit of duct tape, some sadness, you know.
just
But
like
in the end, Fazbear Entertainment sees the sales going down and goes, "Yikes!" And
Rudy.
decides to get rid of the toy animatronics because they are not selling as they should be. But even though the rest of the toys are all scrapped, the puppet sneaks away because the puppet is an unkillable creature. Wink. Wink. Anywho, Freddy Fazbear Jr. closes.
Is anybody in the series killable?
No.
Unfortunately.
But Henry's like, I can fix it. And so he takes those withered animatronics, fixes them, and opens up the Freddy Fazbear's Pizza from the first game. We've made it
We're finally at
to
the
the
first game.
first game.
We're here. I don't even know if we're halfway done yet.
I don't.
We're
either.
not. I know we're not. Henry, you know, even though the suits are all nice and new, there's still like angry souls inside of them.
Like
But
really angry souls.
They're very upset, but they gotta bide their time because they're still a little tired.
They gotta take a nap.
They went through 7 nights of trying to kill somebody. Give them a rest.
Yeah. So they're taking a nap, but
They are still children. They need their nap time.
yeah. But every now and again, Freddy wakes up and he can't like. He doesn't really move much, but he can turn. And he looks to his left and his right, and he sees his friends Bonnie and Chica, and they're deactivated. And after a while, Freddy is like, "Good night," and he slumbers. And so the next night, he does it again. He looks at his friends, but this time his friends are awake. And he's like, "Wow, good morning." But actually, good night. And they don't do anything, and they just go back to sleep. Sleep being them like powering down. Then of course Freddy's will close again, and once Freddy wakes up, he can't move. But Bonnie and Chica, they're looking back. They know. And then Golden Freddy shows up and just looks. There's a lot of staring and not a lot of talking happening. They are all just looking at each other violently. It's a little fruity if you ask me.
Just checking in.
but they're checking in. And Freddy hears "It's me," and then Freddy dies. But by dies he powers down. Like he's on the ground. Goodbye. And then again, Freddy wakes up. And now the puppet is there. The puppet found their way all the way back to this new Freddy Fazbear's. And the puppet reawakens all the remnant inside the animatronics, which gives them the ability to move. Ah-ha-ha-ha! And Henry's like, uh-oh, SpaghettiOs, that's not ideal. So, in his infinite wisdom, he hires a new security guard. And Michael is like, I could do it, and becomes Mike Schmidt.
I got a quick question about timeline stuff.
Yeah.
How long is the restaurant for Five Nights at Freddy's one open?
It's open for a while.
Yeah, because Phone Guy implies through his little messages that it's been there for a long time, kind of.
I think
he
talks about the entire company as a whole.
Mm.
Or Fazbear Entertainment wise.
But it's not like a... This goes over like a course of a couple months in my head. Like all the Freddys looking at each other, and then the puppet finally finding her way back. That's like a couple of months for me. And then once the hiring happens, it just goes back to the day schedule, like the 7 days. But, Henry doesn't do background checks, and Mike Schmidt is still William Afton, but he gets hired anyways.
You mean Michael?
Yes. I do mean Michael. Sorry, William. Die.
Parrish.
Perish. But, once again, the animatronics immediately think that he is William. And so they are upset. And he listens to the phone guy's conversation and then survives. And then he continues to survive until the 4th night, where he listens to the phone guy die. The phone guy, he gone. Whoopsies.
Hoopsie
Yeah.
doopsie.
We believe that it's Golden Freddy that ended him.
The
Yikes.
animatronics just see a guy in a suit and go, feral.
Feral, basically, yes. And then the next night, after Michael's listened to this man die on the phone, he comes back for another day at the job because he's not afraid. He no longer has a frontal lobe. And it is just garbage, like, ugh.
Yeah.
And he survives through another night, but he's got so many questions. His brain is full of questions and got 0 answers, which is the entire fan base of FNAF ever since it decided to become a thing.
Michael is the audience insert.
He is
Yes,
chat.
basically. So he works another night. And then it goes wrong.
Does anything go
goes
right?
wrong. Basically, they're very angry, and they are coming, and suddenly
They're what? They're what, Mushu?
they're arriving.
They're walking down the halls.
They're creeping
They're
towards the door.
banging.
They're what,
They're
Mushu?
banging.
Don't make this worse.
Pots and pans.
I have a second question.
What? Yeah.
I think we've just discussed this in a different conversation. But do the children in the suits continue to age mentally? Are they still
I have
Are they
no
still
idea.
8 years old?
I think you gotta think
I
about.
like to think they just get angrier. I think that the main 4. I think that everyone but Evan and Cassidy stay the same. I think
And probably
Evan
Charlie.
and Charlie. I think Charlie changes, and I think Evan kind of gets at peace at one point.
Because Charlie's doing some work, some big responsibilities by, I don't know, bringing people back to life.
And I think
In
Cassidy
animatronics.
just gets so angry.
Just
That's a
boiling
couple games.
rage.
We're getting there.
We're getting
We're
there.
getting there.
We still got a couple games to cover.
But basically, throughout this night, he's looking at the cameras, and Michael realizes that the things on the walls are changing. It's no longer the Freddy Fazbear Rules. It's newspaper clippings about missing children, and it is a lot. A lot of things happen. Golden Freddy is showing up all the time. Freddy's laugh sounds a little bit more like a child. Bonnie and Chica are there, and they sound not happy.
They got some breathing problems. They got asthma.
They got a little bit of asthma.
They need a cough drop.
And then right before it hits 6 a.m., Mike hears that, Michael, it's me, Evan. And then, finally, the puzzle pieces, they come together, and Michael is like, ah, shit. I know where them kids went.
That's my brother right there.
Ah, shit. And so Michael, in his infinite wisdom and lack of any kind of fear, tries to tamper with the animatronics. But he's trying to set them free. And from the shadows, the puppet watches, and it hits her that this isn't William, this is Michael. And she put her friend through a lot of trouble and risk. But the rest of the animatronics, they're mad.
They
They're not.
just want to kill.
They're not
they
live,
don't
laugh,
care.
or loving, especially not living.
Yeah. So basically, they try to kill him, and it does not go well. And Michael, because Michael just has plot armor, never dies. And then he gets fired because he tampered with the animatronics, and so he's gone.
And Henry is still blind because he can't see that it's Michael.
Yeah. And even though Michael has left, the puppet tries to use the animatronics to tell Henry about the children trapped in the suits, and it works. Henry's able to gather that his daughter, alongside the other kids, are trapped inside the suits. However, this comes at a cost, and the animatronics have become too glitched, and the bodies that are still kind of there, even though Henry has fixed these suits up, there's still bits and goopy bits of children in there, and they start to leak blood and mucus. And Freddy Fazbear's closes for the 50,000th time.
Or not for murdered children, but health concerns. This is a new development in
Health.
Five Nights at Freddy's
Okay.
lore.
And basically the animatronics get really bored for 2 years. And William, who has been in the shadows, is like, it's me time, baby.
It's William time again.
It's William time again. And so what he does is he goes back to the sister location and he grabs Funtime Freddy, Chica, Foxy, and Ballora. And then he takes the 4 animatronics to the recently closed Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and he moves the Funtime animatronics to the secret back room that nobody else can see. And as William is setting up, he hears the words, "It's me," all around the room. The voice is distorted at first, but slowly becomes more human and familiar, until William realizes that Evan is calling out to him. And Evan, not happy. Evan, not girl bossing to see his dad, basically. However, William tricks Evan by telling him that he returned to set the animatronics free by destroying their suits, and actually gets Evan to help him. Evan then takes the form of Purple Freddy and lures the old animatronics one by one to the back room, where their vision is glitched by the wall and then dismantled by William. However, to Evan's horror, William extracts the agony from these suits and combines it together and injects it into the Funtime, causing them to be filled with a lot of upset vibes.
Just the worst vibes.
The worst vibes. And Evan,
This is
because
beyond rancid vibes. This is like hell
like-
vibes.
he's like, uh-oh, Spaghetti-O, I seem to have made an oopsie whoopsie, just kind of pieces out mentally, and he's gone. For now. So William puts the fun times back into the sister location and opens a rental, basically. I had to sneeze, it's gone. No!
I'll add a sneeze in post,
okay.
don't worry.
And basically, the whole idea is that he sends these animatronics out and accidentally takes a kid home. Quote unquote.
Oopsie.
And it's just to collect more remnant. This is the remnant farm in action.
Yeah.
This
God,
is
I'm
the
now
power of
remembering.
Remnant
I'm
Farm.
gonna have to build this in Minecraft.
Yeah, this is the remnant farm. And he's like, this is going great. I've got so much revenant, I could, probably become a god.
What are you gonna
and then-
use? Oh, go ahead.
And instead of, just making a new suit for himself, he goes back for the old ass Spring Bonnie suit. Because he wants the thrill, I guess, of having the broken suit back in his hands. And he's chuckling to himself because he has just pissed off a bunch of dead kids and he's happy about it. But the souls aren't.
They angy.
They angy. And so when William gets back into his springlock suit and doesn't look around the room he's in and realize it's covered in moisture,
Old.
he kind of whoopsie poopsie, now he's an animatronic. William is now crushed. It's goodbye. He's bleeding. But he's still technically won because he's not dead.
If I
He's
may...
immortal.
Oh.
Sadly.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, if I may enlighten our dear viewers about this little piece of information I found one day. If anyone remembers these old like RPG games like called like Five Nights at Fuckboys, like which was a
Mhm.
parody of Five Nights at Freddy's, the third one, they made Springtrap British, so therefore Five Nights at Fuckboys 3 predicted that William Afton was in fact British.
And that's the only lore you should ever care about.
Yep.
I was in tears when I found this out. I thought it was so funny.
Um, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Because
once
it's
again,
so
I have
stupid.
also forgotten. But before William did the haha springlock failure, he sent his son down to the sister location to find his sister because William is finally clued in that his sister is baby and is
Wait,
trying
his William sister's baby?
that Michael's sister is baby. And William knows that because William's a dick. But Henry somehow shows up. He's there. He sees William dead in the suit, and he's just like, yeah, I ain't dealing with that, and seals that shit up. And then 30 years goes by. Welcome to 2005.
Oh my god, FNAF is real.
Michael doesn't use the entrance that is inside his old family home. He uses the regular entrance, which everybody else uses, which is that silly little elevator. And basically, he goes down, he gets pestered by the hand unit. And it's really glitchy. But he's like, that's fine. And for his first day, he gives Funtime Foxy, Ballora, and Baby a controlled shock. Which is a little odd, but we don't really think about it too much. And then on the second shift, he gives Funtime Foxy and Ballora a controlled shock. But the voice glitches, and then it's fun like that. Because technically the hand unit went through a phase at the beginning of this day and became an angsty teen.
For all of like 3 minutes.
Yeah, and then becomes the normal hand unit voice again. I guess it was a joke, but But once he goes back to give Baby her second controlled shock of the 2 days straight, the power goes out. And he has to hide underneath the desk from Biddy Babs, which is they came very quickly to try to kick his ass.
They what, Mushu?
Why do we have to have words that sound like other words?
I don't
Oh my
know.
God.
I'm just being a goblin. I'm sorry.
And so he's hidden away, and the Biddy Babs get bored because Biddy Babs have the attention span of babies.
I thought you were about to. I mean, I have the attention span of a goldfish, so like.
Yes.
Biddy Babs just murderous, or are they also filled with agony?
That's a lot of good questions.
Moving on.
Moving on. Michael crawls through Ballora's gallery because the lights are still out. And the only way to get the lights back on is in the breaker room, which for some reason is inside of the gallery for the murder animatronics. Right. So he goes in there to try to reset the power, and he realizes that, we hold one of the animatronics in the breaker room. Yeah, and
Oopsie.
Funtime
Yeah.
Freddy sits there and kills him over and over and over again. Sorry, Aiden.
Oh, I. Ah! Ah!
Come on, are you kidding me?
I'm saving that stream now. That's going in the video.
But Michael gets through it eventually, and he leaves and he watches his TV show at the end of the day, and then he goes back the next day, and he listens to some casual bongos. And once he reaches the bottom, he checks on Ballora and Funtime Foxy, and Ballora is for some reason being torn to shreds by her mini Renas, and Funtime Foxy has just fucked off. We don't know. They're gone.
Peace.
And then Michael goes to Baby's room and hears the story of his sister's death. because, I too like to listen about child murder, I guess.
I mean, you're reading
It's
off.
has many jokes for a game series about child murder.
It really does.
Casual bongos, the vampire sitcom,
Yeah.
drama, melodrama. I don't know.
Yeah. And then Michael is like, I'm gonna fix this by walking through Funtime Foxy's area. And he makes it and then leaves. JK. Actually, he has to do repairs for Funtime Freddy and had to get there by going through the Funtime Auditorium. But
Things
while
ever easy for good old Michael, is it?
No, not at all. Everything seems normal except for the fact that the bunny is going everywhere. Yikes.
Cringe.
Cringe. Until Michael also notices that like this weird power module that he's supposed to turn off is an illusion disc. And when he turns that off, the bunny hand puppet that is on Funtime Freddy is like really upset for some reason and tries to get him dead. Like he really did not like the turning off of that machine.
The what?
The turning off of that machine.
Super Mario.
Anyway, he fixes it and he leaves. He leaves. He's like, yeah, no, this is I'm not dealing with it. Except, Funtime Foxy shows up and said, you're dealing with a lot more actually, and knocks him the fuck out. And so Michael wakes up. But he's in a springlock suit because I think it's comedic justice.
I don't know.
Maybe
Irony, probably.
irony, perhaps. Baby says that it's to keep him safe and explains that he's in the scooper room, which does exactly what you think it does. It scoops.
It scoops ice cream.
Michael hears no repairmen walk into the room and they put Ballora on the scooper, and once they leave, Ballora gets got. And then the springlock suits open and Michael spends the night constantly tightening those spring locks while also trying to avoid the gross mini Renas that crawl into the suit. And what they do in there, I don't know, but they're weird.
And I don't like them.
They kind of look like the puppet a little bit.
Yeah, they do. And Michael survives and he starts to leave. And he's gone and he watches his TV show again and he goes back the next day and is gifted a gift basket of exotic butters if he stays. And he's told that today's job is to check on Ballora and Funtime Foxy. Michael sees the two workers from his previous shift, except they are now being hung from the stages. Which was very gruesome in the game, surprisingly.
Yeah, I think it's the first time we actually see like a dead body.
Yeah,
Other
it
than
really
maybe
is.
in the first one when you die.
Yeah. It says to Michael's horror, but he doesn't have a frontal lobe, so that's just incorrect.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
To be honest, we never see his face, so he might not even have a face.
Yeah, he probably doesn't.
He definitely doesn't have a phone head, though.
Oh,
So
God damn it.
you're probably right. And since he doesn't have that frontal lobe, he's like really ready to finish his job. Except he realizes that his job was to die, and he's like, no,
Fuck you.
no, I'm not gonna do that. So once he
refusal.
finishes his shift, he's like, all right, you know what, Dad? You know what? We gonna fight. At this point, he doesn't realize his dad is dead. Ish. Deader than what he was before.
Dead question mark.
But he goes again through the Funtime Auditorium. He doesn't get caught this time or knocked out by the heat-seeking Funtime Foxy.
I could find him that fast the second time around.
Yeah,
Why didn't just do it the first time?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Basically, Michael then goes back to the parts and services. He sees Baby on the conveyor belt, and she tells him that if he can take out her power module, he can save them. But she warns Michael that Ballora is in the room with them. what Michael doesn't know is that the animatronic with them isn't Ballora. It's something much worse. It's called Innard. And the person talking isn't Baby, it's Innard, hiding right behind Baby. And so Michael puts in the code to get the power module, and when he does, he activates the conveyor belt and sends Baby to the scooper room. Michael is guided by who he thinks is Baby, when it's really just Innard using Baby's voice, to the scooper room.
Okay, hold on. I just realized something. This part is so dumb, because it's Ennard talking to him, but why would Ennard kill him? I don't...
Because he wants the skin suit.
I get it, but if that's... Why wouldn't you just kill him? Anger.
Why go all through all the trouble of luring
Comedic
him in?
justice.
Anyways, continue,
For
sorry.
the twist.
For the twist. Basically, they get into the scooper room, and spaghetti-o, there goes Michael's innards. Get it? Innard? But
Ennard?
Basically, Innard is like a combination of all the 4-time animatronics, like endoskeletons, which is why you can see in the game all like the shells of Ballora, Funtimes, and the Funtimes and babies like on the ground, because it's not them, that's just their outer casing. The them is the wire and metal bit on the inside.
Continues the trend of dumb names for the animatronics by being literally innards of the animatronics.
Yes. Yes. And Innard's like, I want to get out of here, but I can't go out there looking like this, which is a real shame because I bet somebody would have thought it was a cool cosplay and he would have been just fine.
Fair enough.
Anywho, there goes Michael's bodies. It's gone. And then Innard gets in there and puts its grippy little grippers inside of Michael's flesh. And they leave. But sadly, Michael's body, as most human bodies would end up doing, starts to rot. And Innard's like, this is probably a little bit more suspicious than the robot bit. So Innard pukes himself out and jumps into the sewers. But Michael then just gets up and keeps going.
You can't keep an Afton down, apparently.
You can't. You really can't.
Except for the ones you did.
Yeah. And that brings us to Fazbear Frights. I've still got so much more. Oh my god. Okay.
I quick thank you, Mushu, for doing this.
So basically,
Oh.
Fazbear Entertainment is just as difficult.
They're grasping at straws at this point. Also, real quick, it's 2023 now in the timeline.
We are
Yes.
getting dangerously
Yes,
close
it
to
is.
being FNAF real.
So, Michael then starts to work at this horror Fazbear Fright. And the people who set it up really wanted to find like a real animatronic.
And who else do they find?
Who do they find but the fucking Afton? They find Afton.
They find William, unfortunately. For
They
everyone
do.
involved.
Go home, William. You're drunk.
Just go home. So they bring the spring lock suit into the Fazbear Frights. And then on the way out, they notice that the puppet is still in kind of decent condition. And go, yeah, bring that one too. So that's gotta be an awkward card trip.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a stare down.
Yeah. And so Michael's given a Fazbear training book, and he's starting to read in the book, and he realizes that things are happening in the book that probably should not be in the book. You know?
Oh, is this a survival guide now?
Yeah. Yeah, basically Michael sees a conversation that starts to happen between Cassidy and Evan. And then Michael just puts that down and goes, yeah, no. not for me.
Not the time.
And then starts fighting for his life against the phantom animatronics that aren't really real.
But they kinda are. It's weird.
Unclear. Unclear.
And
Yeah, it's
I
Just
very
unclear.
and-
it's unclear.
yeah. My bad.
But that's
Well,
just
this
because
game.
that's just FNAF. It's unclear, point blank. And then also his dad, who is there, and that keeps happening. And the phantoms are basically the souls just pissed. And so they're like, I'm gonna fuck with you any way I can.
I'm gonna be a ghost of my own animatronic body. Why didn't you just be a ghost of your own self?
Yeah, yeah. But the puppet is still there and is like, oh, okay, that's somebody trying to help us. And so the puppet is like guiding him to do these really weird things, like tap the wall 50,000 times to get into a mini game.
Tap the wall like a goddamn cell phone thing.
Yeah, yeah. And so basically, Michael tries to get as many of the souls put to rest as he can, all except for Evan, because he never got his birthday party. So Michael basically throws Evan a birthday party, metaphorically. I don't think he like physically throws a birthday party.
No, he doesn't go, happy birthday, Evan. This time I didn't throw you inside the maw of Fredbear. Just kidding, I brought him back just for this reason.
Yeah,
Be,
yeah.
like, 15th birthday, Evan.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And so he sets free the original souls, minus Cassidy, but we'll get to that.
But their like remnant bits are still like running around in the
Yeah,
fun time.
the souls are gone and the remnant is gone, but the agony is still there. That's the angry bit. Remnant was the soul, agony is the anger.
And the
So there
anger
was
is still running.
Yeah, because there was just so much of it that it's not gonna go away. And Michael and his smartest play yet, he just burns down the entire building.
There.
Yeah, he just is like, yeah, nope, goodbye. And unknowingly destroys most of the agony. I say most because Cassidy is never leaving.
Neither is Charlie.
No, neither is Charlie.
And neither is Afton. Any of them, apparently.
Yeah. So, William, because William doesn't die, escapes the building. And just goes. He's gone.
See ya.
Deuces.
But
And also, the newspaper somehow takes a picture of him without anyone on the picture, like the newspaper company noticing.
Yeah. No eyes.
They have to brighten up the image to make sure that they see him.
Who
But
Yeah.
nobody
framed-
noticed like a giant animatronic just standing in the background of their shot.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah. Dude, FNAF.
You apply any amount of logic, it falls apart.
Logic, what's that? I only know relogic. Terraria, I love Minecraft.
Minecraft.
I love placing brown bricks in Minecraft.
I love building farms,
In
not for
Minecraft.
children's souls. Exclusively not for children's souls.
Yeah, basically. But even though both William and the puppet escape the fire of the Fazbear Frights, the puppet doesn't get away for long. Because an animatronic built to capture the puppet schloinks that bastard in.
They vor her.
Basically, yes. Ugh.
I love FNAF.
Oh, I love FNAF.
It's a big part of my childhood. I'll say that much about FNAF.
Oh yeah.
FNAF.
I blame you too.
That's fair. That's valid. That's fair.
I blame Scott.
But basically, Henry is now trying to get all of those little free fuckers back together. It's like, get off of the streets, you're coming here.
He gets child leashes.
Yeah. And while this is happening, William Afton finds an older, worse looking spring Bonnie suit and goes, "Yeah, this is fine," and like takes the parts from the worst looking suit and puts it on himself and is like, "Good enough."
Yeah, he's got some teeth in that suit, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
He's got
Yeah.
like a snoot that I hate.
He also has a
Um
skull now.
and then also at around the same time, Innard is still in the sewers and somehow finds Funtime Freddy's face. And I don't know how they did that because it was in the scooper room, so I don't know where it came from. But okay.
This before or after they kick out uh
Maybe.
Yeah.
We're getting really close
This
to that
was
point.
that was before. So the mask is found before.
Okay.
And then they were like, "Baby, you have too much control. We don't like you." And so they her out.
Then she like builds herself back up
With
Yes.
roller
Alright.
skates.
with the roller skates and a giant like
I hate her. 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 Oh. Design. Design. Ooh. This is the design alarm.
Wee woo
It's
wee woo.
bad.
Sound the alarms.
Sound the alarms. It is bad. Why did I sound like Matt Pat there?
No, no. We can't. We lost EMC. We can't lose you too.
Funko Funko does not help with the way these things look. Their
No.
plushies are atrocious.
No, they're
Okay, I
awful.
can't say anything because you both have seen the amount of plushies I've bought.
Well, yes. But oh god.
The Scrap Trap plush haunts my nightmares.
Sorry, hold on. What? There's a Scrap
What?
Trap plush?
Yeah, isn't that the one with the big old snoot?
Oh wait, no, that's just regular Springtrap.
Oh, that's just regular Scrap Trap. Okay,
Okay,
thought
I was
it
about to be like-
specifically Scrap Trap.
Oh, I was about to have a panic attack.
I have to look up to see if.
That's how I feel about him.
How do you? Yeah, no, fair.
Basically,
yeah, it's Scrap Trap. Okay, yeah, I
all
hate
of
that
these
one.
bastards, Funtime, Molten Freddy, Baby, Rebuilt, Scrap Trap, and Lefty are all lured to this maze. It's not a real place, but it's a location, and it's like it's a very small pizzeria, and then there's like a weird maze of vents around it. And basically the entire building is meant to be lit on fire without any escape. And so Henry collects all these guys and bring them in. And he's like, I don't think it's smart if I run the facility while I'm collecting these animatronics. So he sends out a job offer, and guess who's back? Back again. It's Michael. It's Michael. And he's working again. Henry's like, yeah, okay.
Find out that this is Michael now. Like, is he like aware now?
No.
I
Because
think
in
he
his, like-
finds out, but he just doesn't care.
Yeah.
Because in his final monologue, he says like, "This job offer wasn't for you."
No.
But I have a feeling we're getting ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So, basically, Michael gets the job and he decorates and sets up the pizza place how he wants. And he's given one task that he has to do.
And it's collect every Bonnie known to man.
It is collect every Bonnie known to mankind. Mine are also like a star asterisk that's at the end of the day, check the alley and make sure that you bring anything in.
I
But
just realized.
mostly it's the Bonnie thing.
Yeah, I just realized something. Henry just gave Michael his father's job, like he
Mhm.
gave Michael Williams' job.
Oh yeah, off topic. You guys see the photo for FNAF 6? Take a close look at the rock stars.
I'm look. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate
Yeah.
it. I hate it.
Don't-
I hate it.
In the video, I'm gonna use because now there's actual Rockstar models, but at the time I just had these shitty 5 Freddys.
It's the
The
game.
star on their bellies, the star-bellied Freddies.
It's the Freddy fucks.
It's like that Dr. Seuss book or show.
Yeah. Well, basically,
Yeah, I was
He gets all
referencing.
these.
Mushu is just
I was
not having-
referencing the Starbelly Sneeches.
Yeah.
He gets all of these fuckers in. They're in. Michael is just taking them in left, right, center, fighting them off through the night. And then, sudden, it's the fourth night. And he's finished his task, and he was trying to leave, but he was cornered by Scrap Baby, his own sister. But before she can do anything, Henry starts.
And
And
this
I'm
is
going to read all of it.
Wait, sir. I was just gonna edit it in, or do you?
Yeah.
I'm
Before
reading.
All right, bet.
Before we do that, I just want to say, Elizabeth is like weirdly loyal to William, even though he
Yeah.
like locked her away for like 50 years, maybe.
To be fair,
30
yeah,
years, I think, at this point, actually. I think we're
No,
50
yeah.
years from, but it's 30. Yeah. Okay, so like 30 years.
it's called daddy issues. Let's go. Let's accept it for what it is.
All right, Moosh. I hope you know I'm putting the dramatic music over
He
as you
literally-
read this.
Yeah,
Alright.
she literally calls him Daddy. Daddy, I'm gonna find you, or whatever.
Uh,
Father.
Father.
That's
But-
Michael. Anyways,
Before anything else can happen, Henry starts. Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth, if you still remember that name, but I'm afraid you've been misinformed. You are not here to receive a gift, nor have you been called here by the individual you assume, although you've been indeed called. You've all been called here into a labyrinth of sounds and smells, misdirection and misfortune. A labyrinth with no exit, a maze with no prize. You don't even realize that you are trapped. Your lust for blood has driven you in endless circles, chasing the cries of children in some unseen chamber. Always seeming so near, yet somehow out of reach. But you will never find them. None of you will. This is where your story ends. And to you, my brave volunteer, who somehow found this job listing not intended for you, although there was a way out planned for you, I have a feeling that's not what you want. I have a feeling that you are right where you want to be. And I am remaining as well. I am nearby. This place will not be remembered, and the memory of everything that started this can finally begin to fade away, as the agony of every tragedy should. And to you monsters trapped in these corridors, be still and give up your spirits. They do not belong to you. For most parts, I believe there's peace and perhaps more waiting for you after the smoke clears, although for one of you, the darkest pits of hell has opened up to swallow you whole, so don't keep the devil waiting, old friend. My daughter, if you can hear me, I knew you would return as well. It is in your nature to protect the innocent. I am sorry that on that day, the day where you were shut out and left to die, nobody was there to lift you up into their arms the way that you lifted others into yours. And then, what became of you? I should have known he wouldn't be content to disappear. Content? Not my daughter. I couldn't save you then, so let me save you now. It's time to rest. For you and for those you've carried in your arms. This ends for all of us. End communication. Fire. It's a lot of fire. It is a lot of fire.
Just
It's-
burning.
Also, I'd like to point out that I didn't have a good model for the Golden Freddy head, so it's just the super old one.
I do see that. I do see that.
Oh yeah, good.
Wig. And everything burns. Everything burns. And at last, everybody is finally free. Even the one you shouldn't have killed. Except not really. Whoops.
Oopsie.
Henry
Oopsie
gave
daisy.
up his life, Michael's life, and didn't even finish the job.
Yeah, he failed.
Yeah, he failed horribly.
Unfortunately.
L.
Yeah, William's still alive.
Alive in like a fugue
and
state, kind of.
along with him is Cassidy. And Cassidy takes advantage of the fact that that fucker has been burnt to hell and back, but is still alive. And has locked him in his own nightmare, where he has to relive over and over and over again, night after night, of animatronics trying to eat his ass. And he
Okay.
dies, and he lives, and he goes through everything over and over and
And
over
he-
and over again.
And he always comes back.
And he always comes back.
But this is partially why I think like the spirits age somewhat. Because I don't know if an 8-year-old would be like, I must make my murderer pay with like vengeful, like kind of almost like a mental torture as well. Because he's being killed by his own creations, which is some sort of like karmic punishment in a way, right?
That's why I think that like Cassidy has grown mentally through all of this,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think the rest did as
Yeah.
well.
Same thing with Charlie, because she's got like all this responsibility of like, I gotta like follow William around and make sure he doesn't do shit, or I gotta bring my friends back to life, or I've gotta make sure Michael gets where he needs to go.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Prefab.
But
Wonderful contribution.
even though this goes on for a very long time, there's this guy, his name is Old Man Consequences. I don't know where he came from. I don't know why he's so knowledgeable, but he tries to calm Cassidy down and tells Cassidy to leave the demon to his demons and rest your own soul. There is nothing else. And Cassidy jumps into the lake that Old Man Consequences fishes from and continues to feed on William's, constant torment and absolutely ignores this man's advice.
I've seen a theory floating around that Old Man Consequences is Henry, but I don't know how accurate that would be.
That'd be nice. But it would also be kind of like, don't tell me what to do, old man. You enabled him.
Yeah.
This is partially on you.
Yeah. And then we get into the weird bit where the VR game starts to become made, and they decide to scan parts of the animatronic to help make the coding faster, and accidentally set William free from Cassidy's hell.
Which I gotta wonder, were the people scanning these bits like, that's got some blood on it?
Huh, there's
I
a dead
wonder
child
where
in
that
there.
came from. Yeah,
That's
just go ahead and scan it. It's probably
That's a
fine.
bit of gore.
They saw this burnt man and was like, yeah, that's fine. We'll just scan him for parts.
Yeah.
No one can see dead bodies in this. They're like blind to dead bodies.
They're absolutely blind, and that leads to the death of another person, because while they're working and making this VR version, Glitch Trap, as he's now dubbed himself, as a little shithole.
So many name changes.
Yeah, so many. It's the same spring. It's William Afton again, but now he's Glitch Trap, and he basically gets into Jeremy's head, and Jeremy is the guy who is the bug. Like he's a beta tester basically to look for bugs and fix bugs.
Jeremy number 3.
This is a different Jeremy.
This is another Jeremy, because we only know 2 names here, and it's Jeremy, Michael, and Fritz. But, Glitch Trap, in his last-ditch effort to, possess this guy's body, he goes nuts, and to stop him, cuts his face off with a paper slicer.
Which, I've told this before, but I want to mention in the video, Jeremy is the one who possesses Withered Bonnie. And what happens to Withered Bonnie?
He's got no face.
Out of everything in the series, I think that's really cool. Was it intentional? Probably not. But,
Turns out that afterlife is just being reincarnated. And so Jeremy's just like, oh yeah, I've been reincarnated into this new body. Oh no, it's my murderer again.
It would be awful, but you know what's even worse? Is the fact that you're hearing this name for the first time, but you'll hear it a lot. Vanessa, who is Jeremy's co-worker, walks into the room that Jeremy has just sliced his face off, and apparently thinks that he just looks like he's sitting in ink. And leaves him.
Just spilled
Bendy and the
ink.
Ink Machine. I love Bendy and the... It's such a... Guys, have you heard of Baldi's Basics? It's kind of this new game.
Are we gonna do lore on that next?
Fuck no. Fuck no. Hold on, what other popular games can I add on to
Poppy
the
Playtime.
Poppy,
Poppy,
yeah, well,
Poppy
we already mentioned Poppy Playtime at 3 AM in Minecraft and Five Nights at Undertale.
Got a wonderful suggestion for our next lore video.
Very nice.
Hello, neighbor.
No!
Oh
No!
my God.
No! No!
That's like FNAF times 10. I don't
No!
want to.
I'm leaving this. No! I.
Anywho, Vanessa's a dumb bastard. How do you look at a man without a face and go, yeah, he's just in some ink, and then walk out and play the video game? Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't. I cannot. Oh, I simply cannot think of the human decency that goes,
I have a second theory.
oh no.
No one in the FNAF series can see dead bodies. Like,
Not
they're
at
just-
all.
They like physically cannot view a dead body without some extenuating circumstances. This would explain why no one found the bodies of the children even though they were in suits. Why people looked at Scraptrap and was just like, let's scan that. Because even though there was a dead body in it. And this is
It
why
was
Vanessa
just
does not see
fine.
Jeremy dead.
Oh my god, something in the lore that actually makes sense?
This does not make sense.
No, but it adds up. Anyways, continue, sorry.
Yeah, and then whoopsie doopsie, since Vanessa is playing the VR game, Glitch Trap gets into Vanessa's brain and is like,
Slurps up that brain soup.
Remnant soup.
the remnant soup.
Good soup.
And then, of course, to capitalize on that financial goldmine that is video games based off of horrific tragedies.
Also, VR mentions that the games that we've been playing up to this point were games. Like, they weren't
Yeah.
story, they were games, like both
Yeah.
in canon and in real life.
We
Yeah.
are just
Which
not gonna touch that because I completely
Makes me
forgot.
want to lie down and nap for 10 minutes.
Yeah, and so Fazbear Entertainment, now on that money-hungry grind, it was like, this video game really well, I'm gonna make a DLC and make you pay money for it. And then makes the Curse of Dreadbear, which is basically Glitch Trap just talking to Vanessa and being like, you should be my follower.
You should follow
And-
me
Start a
on
cult. Are you in?
twitch.tv/PhantomSoft. I'm just gonna put the links of everybody in the.
Yeah,
Can't stop me.
follow me here at twitch.tv/PhantomSoft. Or if you want full cool merch, go to storeenvy.phantomsoft.
I'm just gonna put the entire Chaos Crew and just
I am Mortis on Twitch, YouTube, Tumblr, Twitter, pretty much everywhere. My name is Mortis Mori.
Tumblr.
Space.
I'm
In this
gonna-
economy?
I-
In this
I-
economy?
I'm holding
actually
all of you
love
at
that hell
gunpoint to
site.
get your
That's my hell
links.
site, affectionate.
And
Amazing.
I'm the person you're watching the video. The YouTube.
You're on his YouTube channel right now.
Hello.
Go look at the things.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
or
basically-
don't.
Basically, Vanessa becomes Vanny. Maybe.
Yeah. Again, this is made before security breach.
And then
That's-
you tied
that's-
in the AR game,
My God.
and
this
it's gonna
game-
make me shit my brains.
Do you want me to take over for this part?
Give me the AR lore. I hate it. You can do it. I believe in you.
I can't find it.
Oh God.
Is it beyond the bingo or is it not?
You can go onto my server and it's pinned.
Oh, God. Damn it.
I'm sorry.
Where is it? Okay.
It's like the
I got
second
this.
thing that's pinned, I believe.
I got this.
You might have to scroll up a bit though, because.
All right. Basically, Freddy Fazbear has completely fixed their imagery from now because now they're family friendly again. And so what they do is they let people purchase their
I found it.
own animatronics. Because that makes sense. Checks out. And Vanessa is put to work there. And she calls herself Ness at this point, and she like puts Glitch Trap into the computer and is like, make him fucky wucky, and kills
Isn't she-
so many people.
Yeah, doesn't she put him also in a plush toy?
Probably.
Oh, I don't. Oh, jeez.
Okay, this is my, like, big third question. Does this mean Glitch Trap can duplicate himself?
Yeah, probably.
Because if he's in VR, he's in AR, he's in a plushie. And he's also got, spoilers for Security Breach, everybody, he's also got his physical body. Like, that's like 4 different glitch traps that we got running around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's literally creating a cult of himself.
Oh my god, it's the MatPat theory. We've come full circle. Oh my
Is
god.
that literally a MatPat theory?
Circle.
Oh my god.
Is that a
Anywho,
MatPat theory? If it's a
Ness
MatPat theory,
gets
I'm gonna walk
fired.
it back.
It is a MatPat theory.
Yeah, but it's not
Can't believe
animatronic,
this.
it's humans, but what?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
it's
just
close
as
enough.
humans.
Ness gets fired, but the company is stupid as shit and don't realize that Ness is Vanessa.
They just have a
So-
thing for not realizing that people can change their name.
So Vanessa then applies to work at the new Freddy Fazbear location, which is security breach and the mall, and we've done it. We've done it. We've done it. We've made it through. It's again, I've done it.
We're done. We're done. Finally.
We
You
did
guys are done. I have to like kidnap Davis and Fry to help me animate all this. Oh my god.
Do we
Ignore-
want to talk about security breach at all, or are we done?
We are done.
We're done.
We are done. Genuinely
Ignore
thank you.
what I just sent. I have to download for that for myself.
Should I go ahead and stop the recording? Actually, no. Thank you,
Well, actually-
Mushu and Mortis for joining and helping with this. This recording is nearly 2 hours long. Oh, I'm gonna cry.
This was fun. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for putting me through it once again.
I'm so yeah. So fun little trivia. This was gonna happen a long time ago, but I forgot to save the VOD. So. Teehee.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do we want to plug our socials again, or?
I mean, I'll be putting them in the description of the video, but you guys can go ahead. Mushu, no.
All we're gonna say about Security Breach is that it is a game.
It is a game
It
that
costs $40.
it costs $40. Oh my god.
Does it still cost $40? I actually don't know.
Now, which am I gonna finish first? My Let's Play Security Breach or this? Jesus.
Which do you have more motivation for?
Neither.
I'll help out where I can.
It's still
If you need
$40.
me It's still
Ah.
$40 confirmed. Oh my god.
Confirmed, it's still $40. Or at least that's what the internet machine says.
Anyways, we're at an hour and 57 minutes. And
Tap
so,
out, tap out, tap out!
yeah, stop
Get out,
recording.
Get out, get out. Run.
The last few minutes will just take it up by the
Thank
credit
you
scene.
for watching.